En het is een groot genoegen de eerste spreker van vandaag aan te kondigen. Mr. Ambassador Pete Hoekstra, it's a great honor you're here. Please come forward.
Thank you, Terry. It's great to be with you today. I have a clock here because I have specific instructions as exactly how much time I have and how much time I do not have. But thank you for inviting me. It seems that the question of the day is, why would the American and U.S. ambassador be at a party conference? It's very simple. You made the choice to invite me, and I made the choice to accept. Not much more than that. As a matter of fact, that's been one of my priorities in my time here in the Netherlands, participating in town hall discussions with business groups, with students, civic organizations, and others. I've met with almost all of the political parties. The strategy isn't very complicated. Engage with a broad range of political viewpoints, business interests, and others to learn as much as possible about the Netherlands. And I'm a marketing guy, so I also use the opportunity to share the United States' vision and strategy and priorities for our foreign policy. Where is America headed? And that's what I'll share with you today. The United States believes very simply it's essential that we reform the transatlantic relationship. To do this, America will actively participate. No, we will not become isolationists, but we will actively participate with our allies in building on the last 75 years that has brought peace and prosperity. And we believe that there's three pillars that we need to really be concerned about: our values and our ideals, economic prosperity, and having a strong national security, a strong defense. They're all needed, or the whole thing falls apart. The first pillar represents American Western values and ideals. They make us, Europe and the United States, dare I say, exceptional. Values that include a passion for freedom, democracy, justice, and the rule of law, a commitment to human rights and religious freedom. These are values that bind us together and strengthen us against global challenges. Are they worth defending and fighting for? That's the question. Are they worth defending and fighting for? That choice is ours. The second pillar, economic prosperity. The transatlantic economic relationship, it's the strongest relationship in the world. That relationship needs to grow. Tariffs need to be lowered, and non-tariff trade barriers need to be eliminated. We must do the same with our allies in Asia and in North America. When we do that, think about it, we will create the most open and prosperous trading relationships in the world, powered by what makes us special: creativity, innovation, markets, and the rule of law. This is the framework that will serve as a force for good in the world. One of the greatest economic risks that we face today is the Chinese Communist Party. In the early 2000s, the world welcomed China into the world market. Many expected, or at least hoped, for great change: the opening of Chinese markets, respect for the rule of law, and an improvement in human rights. That hasn't happened. The Chinese government hasn't changed. Every day, the Chinese Communist Party tries to undermine our values and our economies. They steal our intellectual property and wage a constant war of unfair competition. China's military is attempting to expand its reach. Human rights continue to deteriorate. Will these challenges be met? Will they be addressed? Will they be addressed now? Again, that choice is ours. The third pillar is national security. There's a successful model. Europe and the United States working together. The United States stays committed to this alliance with Europe. It will only change if our European allies decide that that relationship is no longer valuable. It is because we are committed to strengthening the relationship that we have sought greater burden sharing. Yes, you need to pay more. Generating the resources to meet existing threats like terrorism and emerging threats like the current Russian government. Many European leaders have identified the challenges the alliance faces. The question we should be asking is not whether the alliance is brain dead, but what do we need to do to keep the most important security alliance alive and vibrant? A European army that weakens the alliance? It's a strategy that we don't support. The path forward, the choices are ours. I want to just close with one thought on populism. Politics. I love politics. I love being here. Some concluding thoughts. One of the things that I learned during my time in politics is the importance of staying connected to the people who I worked for. Nowadays, it's common for the elites to characterize that as populism. They use it as a derogatory term. Let me tell you, they're wrong. The path for government institutions and political parties to be respected and successful is for them to stay in touch and never forget the interest of their citizens. Who will you be? That's a choice that is yours. Today, I work in the Netherlands as the representative of the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is striving to transform the transatlantic relationship to face today's challenges. There's no question in my mind that working together, the transatlantic relationship can be transformed, and it has the capacity to grow. That's the opportunity. What will the future bring? Those choices are now ours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you very much for your brilliant speech. And I can say this in English, but I'll repeat it in Dutch. We are a party that firmly believes we should increase our spending in our military and get to at least 2% of our national product on a yearly basis. Dit kan ik ook in het Nederlands zeggen. Wij gaan er echt voor om naar 2% van het bruto nationaal product te gaan. Uitgaven voor defensie. And could we please have an applause to confirm this firm statement in our party program?